subject today is acting, and it's a very, very elusive thing to talk about and to try to define or parse. I want to read a brief excerpt from a movie review last year in the New York Times. Sometimes movie reviewers get it right, and this is a review from A.O. Scott, the chief movie critic at the Times, reviewing a movie called The Visitor. And at the end of his review, this is what A.O. Scott says. Mr. Jenkins, he's referring to Richard Jenkins, the gentleman to my left, manages at once to deflect and to earn the audience's sympathy, and to convey an inner transformation brought about by a shy, unselfish engagement with other people. How does he do it? Great acting is always, almost by definition, something of a mystery, a blend of technique and instinct for which no identifiable formula exists. Mr. Jenkins' posture, his bald smile, the occasional fidget of his hands or pause in his stride, all of these almost subliminally communicate something about who Walter Vail is, so that by the end of the film, we feel we know him very well, and more than that he is someone worth knowing. I have a feeling that by the time we're done here, you're going to feel also that the man who created Walter Vail is someone worth knowing. Let's just take a brief look at what A.O. Scott was talking about, an example of great acting from The Visitor.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Please join me in saying hello to Richard Jenkins. We're going to keep this very informal, and I can probably do without this now. I'm just going to ask the first question or so, and then we're going to just open it up. Anything anybody wants to talk about. But we all know that you were nominated for the Academy Award earlier this year.
We all know that.
And we don't get to spend a lot of time in the company of Academy Award nominees. I'm just curious if you would take us through that day, the day of the awards show. What did you do that day? How did you spend the day? Waiting for the evening to come?
Well, you mean the day of the show?
The day of the show.
We were in a hotel on the beach in Santa Monica, a long way away from the Kodak Theater. Now, I'd been to probably 10 award shows that year, from the SAG Awards to the Producers Guild, Directors Guild, the Independent Spirit Awards, just all of these award shows, and they were all fun, and I thought it might be a letdown, the Academy Awards. First of all, I have to tell you, I love this profession, and I love the people, and I love the Academy. I know, it's like I'm a schmuck, but it was such an honor to be nominated for something I never thought would happen. I never thought about it. It was just like not going to happen. So it's still a little surreal to me. But my wife and I, and my sister-in-law, and my son with us. My mother and father, they were dead. That would have been, my mother, I mean, they would have thrown me out. She would have been just like, she would have run up on the stage. But I remember thinking, this is not going to be what I think it's going to be. And it was. They close off Hollywood Boulevard, and people are lined 10 deep. And you see the power of movies. I mean, they just see the power of film and screaming. And when you get into this Kodak Theater, it is a monument to the movies. It's like 5 balconies full of people. And that was the year they had actors present, actors who had won the award present, which I loved. I thought it was great. Josh Brolin and I are there. We've been friends. We actually played husband and wife in a movie. It was everything that I'd hoped for and more. It was extraordinary.
So you were not disappointed?
I was not only not disappointed, it was just one, it was, I've been doing this for 40 years, and had it happened to me when I was 25, I wouldn't have appreciated it. But when it happened to me when I was 62, it was an absolutely great night.
So you were not disappointed?
I was not only not disappointed, it was just one, I've been doing this for 40 years, and had it happened to me when I was 25, I wouldn't have appreciated it. But when it happened to me when I'm 62, it was an absolutely great night.
So how did you spend the day?
Thinking about the night. You know, that's what we did. We had just gotten the day before we went to the Independent Spirit Awards. We got up. You have to be there early, so you're eating your eggs with your tuxedo on. It's just weird, you know, because you have to be there because LA time is 3 hours, so they start around 5. So you have to be there at like 3 to go through the line of interviewers, you know. And I lost my son for a while. I don't know where he was. Good thing he's tall. I saw him way over in the corner. Andy, come here. Oh, yeah. And then we went to the governor's ball afterward, and they made my son and my sister-in-law sit up in the back, and my wife and I were in it. And I said to my son, we finished this great meal, this wonderful dinner, and everybody's there. And I said, let's go meet some movie stars. And he said, okay. So I went around and introduced him to everybody. And I think that was more fun than the whole night, you know, because everybody was so great to it. He's an accountant at Price Waterhouse. You know? and the day he got the job, I was nominated, and they count the ballots. So yeah.
You told me once the high point of the entire experience. I wonder if you remember from the time we were nominated through. I wonder if you remember what you told me.
Anthony Hopkins?
No, not Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, that's putz. No, I don't.
The nominee brunch.
Oh, yes. Incredible. It's like, what they do is they have a nominee brunch where nobody's allowed but nominees. And they put you at a table for lunch with people who are nominated for best art decoration, best editing, best transportation. No, I mean, just things that, and I bet I'd worked with half of them, but I never met most of them. You know, I was snowfalling at Cedars with you. Oh, you did? Don't look at me. She said, yeah, I was decorating the set. You don't know me. I was assistant editor on this and this and this. I was second camera for 4 days on this movie, who's now a cinematographer being nominated for Academy. And then at the end, we all stood up like a high school class picture. And, you know, as we call your name, come down and get your certificate. You know, Sean Penn. It's just bizarre and fabulous. You know, it was just fabulous. It was like Camp Hollywood. It was like it's a small world. It really is. You know, and it is a great profession. Yeah.
Going through that cycle of all those award shows and seeing the same people over, did you make any friends out of the experience of being a nominee?
I did. You know, I got Sean Penn, who I'm not friends with, but Josh Brolin and I are really been friends for years, and I've known Frank Langella for a long time. I did a film with him, and Brad.
You can call it a film.
You can call it a film if you want to. I did some stuff that they put on a reel and showed it to the audience. But Brad Pitt, I'd worked with, so I knew. I still have yet never met Meryl Streep. I met her once when I auditioned for her 35 years ago, but I have not. I did. Viola Davis, you know, the young woman, I cast her in her first play out of college, and the director. But you knew then. There's this little girl from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, who has this incredible gift.